It's tough to top IBM Blade Center for blade server performance, unless you're IBM. The new IBM Blade Center HS22 is the versatile, easy-to-use two-socket blade server from IBM that's optimized for performance, energy efficiency, and manageability. Its versatility means that no matter what workloads you're running, infrastructure, virtualization, or mainstream enterprise applications, the IBM Blade Center HS22 can meet your needs. Equipped with the Intel Xeon Processor 5500 series, the two-socket IBM Blade Center HS22 can support up to 8 cores of processing power and performance, coupled with 12 DDR3 memory slots and 8 ports of I/O per blade. The result is dramatically improved application performance for your enterprise resource planning resources, like SAP and Oracle applications, or even mail server applications, at about the same cost and within the same power envelope. And with the new UEFI-based firmware built into the processor, you'll get improved setup and configuration and easier management. The IBM Blade Center HS22 is a two-socket system that's proven to perform as well or better than competitive four-socket blades. So instead of investing in a four-socket server, you can spend less on a lower-cost two-socket system and expect to realize the same or greater performance while saving on power costs and space. And when you virtualize with IBM Blade Center, you get best-in-class platform reliability for your business-critical applications. HS22 features for ease of use include the following. The new integrated management module makes systems management easier thanks to unprecedented processor control. The module leverages the IBM Systems Director 6.1 set of common tools that's used with other IBM technology assets. IBM innovations such as predictive failure analysis and light path diagnostics with best-in-class monitoring capabilities automatically alert you to system issues so you can address them before they become problems. With Blade Center Open Fabric Manager, you can match your data center needs using a common management point. The HS22 includes support for USB drive-based hypervisor that simplifies server utilization. The same innovations that make the IBM Blade Center HS22 easy to use also help maintain high levels of availability and reliability. Even storage in the IBM Blade Center HS22 is easier to use. 2 hot swap internal storage drives simplify drive replacement, with support for both standard SAS drives and solid-state drives. IBM is delivering an intelligent IT infrastructure that will help reduce your operating costs with improved energy efficiency on the HS22 server. In addition to offering options for low-power processors, solid-state drives, and low-power memory modules, the HS22 is compatible with all Blade Center chassis, including the most energy-efficient chassis, the IBM Blade Center E. In addition, the server is fully supported by the IBM Systems Director 6.1 Active Energy Manager, which can monitor and cap power consumption based on optimum parameters. The IBM Blade Center HS22 server is physically designed to keep power consumption and costs down by optimizing cooling. Memory is positioned at the center of the blade so that air can flow through freely to cool it. On either side of the memory, thanks to air vents around the hard drives, air flows above and through the processors. Whether the components are at the front or the back of the blade, IBM's unique, innovative design ensures that they're consistently cooled. For clients who need a diverse yet stable platform for years to come, IBM's newest blade also enables flexible configurations with a wide variety of processors, memory modules, internal storage drives, and I/O options from which to choose. And the server is supported across the entire range of IBM Blade Center Enterprise and Office chassis. It's all part of the IBM Systems and Technology Group's commitment to help manage growth and reduce risk through a diverse yet stable computing platform. The latest generation of Intel Xeon Processor 5500 series adapts to applications in 3 key ways: by adjusting processing power for maximum performance, by automating energy efficiency, and by offering best-in-class, flexible virtualization. Pushing performance to new levels, these intelligent server processors automatically increase processor frequency and enable faster speeds using Intel Turbo Boost technology. Intel hyper-threading technology increases performance when running demanding multi-threaded applications, and Intel's Quick Path Interconnect design supports faster processing and increased memory throughput. To maximize energy efficiency, integrated power gates automatically turn off idle processor cores, and automated low-power states enable the cores to operate at lower frequency to save power while still executing code. End-to-end virtualization in the processor, the chipset, and the I/O improves performance by enabling flexible priorities for data traffic. Intel VT Flex Migration allows virtualization of different generations of Xeon server processors within the same pool to deliver peak performance. Systems based on Intel Xeon Processor 5500 series have the right foundation in place to achieve the highest possible performance at the lowest possible cost. From innovations in systems management and the components that drive its performance, to the innovations in power and cooling that keep costs under control, the IBM Blade Center HS22 delivers a versatile, easy-to-use blade that will run a broad range of workloads exceptionally well.
Broadband has arrived at its long-predicted purpose of delivering entertainment, including music, games, and by far the biggest market, video. Offering these services, along with voice, high-speed internet, and a host of other services, has become the multiplay opportunity for broadband service providers. But launching multiplay services requires predictable performance, multicast scale, and integrated services from the networking equipment used by service providers. And for service providers to be profitable, the networking equipment supplier must provide investment protection in the form of long-term support for both hardware and software. Unfortunately for service providers, this is not the case with MX series routers, and they may be facing more risks as a result. Let's take a closer look at why. First, the MX series is based on an architecture that can cause unpredictable performance. As long as traffic is not congested, high-priority voice and video packets are able to traverse between ingress and egress forwarding engines before lower-priority data packets, thus ensuring voice calls and video streams are uninterrupted. However, as traffic continues to increase, more and more high-priority packets begin to get delivered behind lower-priority packets or dropped altogether. That's because the MX series architecture uses a round-robin priority-unaware scheduling mechanism to place packets on the fabric and a fixed scheme that nails up high-priority traffic to only 2/3 of capacity when pulling packets from the fabric, regardless of the true traffic mix. Essentially, each ingress packet forwarding engine directs voice and video packets into a high-priority queue, while data packets enter a low-priority queue. The switch fabric then pulls the packets from both queues of the first forwarding engine, followed in succession by each of the remaining forwarding engines. Once completed, the process begins again at the first forwarding engine. This cycle is done without regard for packet priority management, so as traffic becomes congested, the likelihood increases that higher priority packets will be delayed entering the egress forwarding engine queues. The MX series architecture also lacks multicast scaling. Multicast is implemented directly by the packet forwarding engines using a technique called binary tree replication, resulting in compromised scalability, performance, and predictability. Changes to the tree from a line card failure or removal has a direct impact on all customers connected directly or indirectly through that line card. Restoring connectivity requires the binary tree to be rebuilt, which results in packet jitter and loss and has a negative impact on unicast packets. The binary tree replication scheme also has no understanding of traffic volumes. For example, although the two-fabric interface has a maximum capacity of 19 gigabits with no unicast traffic, a packet forwarding engine can be asked by the binary tree to transmit traffic volumes as high as 40 gigabits per second. Since both multicast and unicast traffic share the same high-priority queues, the result is massive, unpredictable packet loss as the fabric interface is overwhelmed and customer services are impacted. Unlike routers from other vendors, MX series routers do not include integrated services. Therefore, common customer-facing features such as firewall and application-aware deep packet inspection are only available with additional hardware. Finally, service providers looking to deploy MX series routers must be prepared for more frequent software upgrades because most releases are limited to only 9 months of support. Since validating each new code release takes providers an average of 3 to 6 months, very little active engineering support time is left for the version deployed. Essentially, providers are forced to upgrade often to maintain support over the product's lifecycle. Only the Q4 release gets 3 years support, and only Priority 1 bugs get addressed after the first year. And because of frequent hardware redesigns, many platforms have been end-of-lifed early, requiring providers to do a costly, complete forklift upgrade with the new products. For example, the initial release of MX series dense port concentrators was end-of-lifed after less than 12 months. Service providers face many decisions as they map out their IPTV networking equipment strategies. Many, if not all, base their decisions on independent third-party scale and performance testing that currently is not performed on the MX series. So, as seen here, when providers do choose MX series carrier Ethernet, they may be facing more hidden challenges as well. So Ann, I've been doing some research on the Junos software claims from Juniper Networks, and I'm a little confused. Is it true that a solution from Juniper is based on just one operating system, delivered in one software release train, and built using one modular architecture?
Well, that's the claim. But dig a little deeper and you'll see that Junos is actually a family of operating systems sold and marketed under one name. So any multi-platform solution may actually include several unique flavors of Junos or other operating systems. Look, it's true that back in 1997, when Juniper introduced the M40, there was a single Junos operating system. But since then, the Juniper portfolio has expanded to include many products, each purported to run the same Junos OS. But in reality, while the name is common across the platforms, the underlying operating systems have significant differences. That's because Junos is really delivered in several platform-specific variants, including Junos E for E-Series, Junos for J-Series, Junos for M-Series, Junos for T-Series, Junos for MX-Series, Junos for SRX gateways, and Junos for EX switches. The OS on each platform may be called Junos, but each flavor provides different functionality and uses platform-specific software. For example, Junos for SRX doesn't support IPv6. Also, when the J-Series platform was introduced, it used a flavor of Junos similar to that used by the M-Series, but incorporated some unique access router features. Juniper called it Junos Packet Mode, or Junos for Legacy Services. Juniper then introduced Junos ES, which is a flow mode or enhanced services flavor of Junos. Then recently, Juniper renamed the software back to just Junos, further reinforcing the one OS illusion. But in reality, there are two fundamentally different versions of the Junos software, Junos Packet Mode and Junos Flow Mode. And the illusion continues beyond service provider solutions. Just look at the entire Juniper portfolio, and you'll see more than 12 different operating systems covering products used in the core, data center, branch, edge, and large enterprise, as well as in products required for adding mobility, security, policy, and unified communication services. Not quite one operating system, is it? Oh, and another little caveat on the whole simplicity claim. If indeed there is only one OS, then why are there inconsistencies across the Juniper platforms? Many physical interface cards or PICs aren't universally swappable across different routers and software releases. For example, there are major discrepancies affecting the circuit emulation PICs between the different platforms.
Okay, but what about the one release claim? I saw a Juniper video that shows several Junos releases over time for updates, bug fixes, etc. Doesn't every vendor do that?
Well, yes, every vendor issues new releases in a given year, but other vendors do not drop support of existing software releases as quickly as Juniper does. Let's look a bit closer at how Juniper releases and supports their software. First, service providers must be prepared for more frequent software upgrades. Juniper produces a new release every quarter, but only the Q4 release gets a 3-year support plan. And even in the supported version, only Priority 1 defects get fixed after the first year. Service providers now face a serious dilemma. Do they opt for an operationally expensive upgrade every quarter to get all of the latest features and bug fixes, or do they stick with a Q4 release that includes longer-term support but may not include fixes important to them?
Wow, over time that could cost my company a bundle. I'm almost afraid to ask, but what about the one software architecture claim?
Well, first keep in mind that Junos is a second-generation OS that was really developed over a decade ago for core routers, so the software architecture is not optimized for switching, data centers, or branch offices. For example, data center OSs should obviously support IP, but they should also be optimized for storage area network protocols. The multiple Junos versions have not been enhanced for these functions. Secondly, Juniper talks a lot about software modularity, but their modularity is very coarse. All management occurs in a single module, all routing processing occurs in another module, and so on. If we look deeper into the routing module, we see that it lumps all of the routing protocols together. If just a single process has to be restarted due to a software fault or upgrade, then the entire module needs to be restarted. This is a critical defect in the Junos software architecture. More advanced third-generation operating systems ensure different processes remain isolated and independent to avoid this problem.
Wow, thanks, Ann.
This is a big decision for us, so it's good to know now that the Juniper Network's claim of one operating system, one software release, and one modular architecture for their solutions is more of an illusion than a reality.
The emergence of high-speed internet and mobile access to it has led to a revolution in telecommunication services. Corporations and consumers are finding new ways to communicate, share information, and to enjoy content, creating billions of dollars in new opportunities. Businesses are now beginning to reap the benefits of global standards, improved interoperability, and reliable network infrastructures. Open communities, open APIs, and open standards are all raising the importance of software in accelerating innovation. And this is enabling commerce and communication in totally new ways. At Sun Microsystems, we provide network infrastructure and enabling technologies. Together with our community of partners and developers, we help our customers build innovative products and services to capture the opportunities and the growth in this dynamic new marketplace.
A fantastic example of this is our Lifecycle Solutions group. As networks migrate to IP-centric architectures, our customers are changing their business models. They are extracting more value from software, applications, and services. Lifecycle Solutions Group works with these clients to co-develop their solutions, lowering product development costs and accelerating the launch of new products and services. This allows customers to really focus their investment on developing new product features that add value to their customers and therefore differentiate themselves from their competitors.
At Sun, we have a wealth of expertise and experience, and we are actively engaged in the industry at all levels. We act as a trusted partner and strive to go well beyond the traditional buyer-seller relationship. Our vast network of best-of-breed partners can help you develop world-class solutions tailored for your specific needs. And you can directly benefit from our global leadership in open developer platforms and standards. So whether you're optimizing the revenues from your current infrastructure or developing the next big thing in social networking or communication services, our focus is your success.
Welcome to the family. Sun's new line of Intel-based servers. 18 DDR3 DIMM slots. Flexible network interconnects with Intel I/O acceleration technology. Choice of in-band, out-of-band, or sideband remote management. Internal USB and compact flash boot devices. Your choice of OS. All featuring the new Intel Xeon Processor 5500 series. New Intel Core microarchitecture with integrated memory controller and Intel QuickPath interconnect. The Sunfire X4170 server. Simply the best 1RU enterprise class price performance server. The Sunfire X4270 server. Large memory, expansive I/O and internal storage, ultra-fast flash-based drives. Hands down, the best virtualization server in its class. The Sunfire X4275 server, delivering substantial savings in cost, energy, and space. The leading storage server in its class. The family, speed, agility, and storage. Only from the Sun Intel Alliance.
We understand the issues you face. Business is getting faster, and IT has to keep pace and adapt just as quickly. At the same time, IT spendings are cut, especially during the economic downturn. Let us show you how you can easily build a highly adaptive infrastructure and cut your IT spending considerably at the same time. The first step is to consolidate your servers and virtualize the remaining ones. This way, you need less server for the same workload. The next step is pooling and virtualizing your network, and primarily the storage, using an I/O virtualization layer. When it comes to applications, services, and databases running on top of this pooled and virtualized infrastructure, things really need to become more dynamic to deal with the constantly changing hardware needs. The resource coordination layer allocates the hardware resources to the applications and services that require them and dynamically adapts the resources when needed. What is the easiest way to implement this dynamic infrastructure? Well, put it all into one box. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube. The new Primergy BX900 is engineered and designed for dynamic infrastructures. It has all it takes. The Intel Xeon Processor 5500 series automatically and intelligently adjusts server performance according to your application needs. You'll get maximum performance when you need it, and gain big energy savings when you don't. Server blades pooled by design and full storage connection capabilities. Complete and versatile LAN and SAN switching capabilities. Processing server blades with enormous memory capacity. Full certification of all major hypervisors. High-speed midplane for effortless connectivity. ServerView Virtual I/O Manager and ServerView Resource Coordinator Virtual Edition for easy operation. Complete high availability and ServerView RCVE for dynamic resource allocation. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube. What's one of the most expensive things in your data center? It's every single liter of air that needs to be ventilated, cooled down, and ventilated again. Our patented CoolSafe technology ensures that the dynamic cube inhales cooled air a lot more effective than any other system. We designed an extremely effective housing for passive cooling and added our highly efficient power supplies with over 90% power conversion efficiency. Our sophisticated dynamic power management system, ServerView, ensures that the server's components use only the energy they really need. All of this adds up to an advantage of 25% in energy savings over comparable systems. No system on the market is more energy and cooling efficient. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube. If you want your data center working efficiently, you have to virtualize it intelligently. The Primergy BX900 is specifically designed for virtualization. The latest Intel virtualization technology allows you to double the throughput to your processors and increase the performance of your virtual machines. Our ServerView Virtual I/O Manager dynamically manages your internal switching inside the system, taking away all network complexity. Now you can make any changes in your server configuration without having to reconfigure your network. If you need to run mixed physical and virtual environments, you can do that easier than ever. The ServerView Resource Coordinator allows you to manage both your physical and virtual servers from a single management console.
The Primergy BX900 with its broad virtualization support will help you save costs and increase the performance of your data center. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube. High availability can mean different things depending on the specific situation. With the Primergy BX900, you can handle all situations easily and efficiently. Because of its redundant design, every hardware component can have an active or passive failover, completely free of choice. Let's take a look at the software. Our Server View Management Suite allows you to install, operate, analyze, and maintain your complete infrastructure. The Server View Virtual I/O Manager and the Server View Resource Coordinator allow you to automate the various high availability scenarios on both virtual and physical servers from a single console. Server View Resource Coordinator comes with traditional backup and restore functionality. It also allows you to configure any blade in your chassis as active failovers. The Server View Pre-Failure and Detection Analysis function will report the slightest irregularities to the system administrator. This allows you to replace individual components before they break down. If you run VMware in a virtualized environment, Server View sends the pre-failure information to your VMware software. vMotion will then automatically move all active applications from that server to another server and put the failing hardware into maintenance mode. Dynamize the availability of your data center. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube. Scalability is one of the key factors in data center computing. How can you build a scalable IT infrastructure as big as necessary and as small as possible? The Primergy BX900 is ready for this challenge. Equipped with 18-blade server, 8 switch bays, 2 management blades, and up to 6 redundant power supplies in a 10-rack unit high design. You can build the most powerful system available today, taking up the smallest space ever. For more server power, you can interconnect and stack up to 4 Primergy BX900 and manage them easily as a single server system. That means no more complicated cabling or expensive management systems. Even your costs can be scaled down dynamically. Thanks to our intuitive financing offers, you will pay only for servers you actually use, but have enough capacity in your data center to cover those occasional peak loads. Never before was scalability in your data center so easy and budget-friendly, providing you a complete investment protection. Primergy BX900, the dynamic cube.
In a fast-moving environment where the network has become critical to an organization, the network manager can run around in ever-decreasing circles, trying to maintain accurate network documentation. Even simple tasks such as moves and changes, fault-finding and network audits can leave them in knots. And the larger the company, the bigger the potential knot. In spite of best intentions, maintaining robust documentation is time-consuming, not real-time, and prone to human error. So before long, one's perfect records become out of date, spawning a host of associated problems. Simple tasks take longer to perform. Extended periods of network downtime cost you more. And it becomes increasingly difficult to keep track of the assets you have available, where they're located, and what spare capacity you have for adding in new network users. The knot gets even tighter. With IT budgets under continuous pressure, the need to unravel the impenetrable tangle of network management has never been greater. That's why more companies are realizing that driving down maintenance and downtime costs and regaining control of the network can only be achieved by building real-time management into their cabling systems.
Well, with the increased number of IP services that are now appearing on a network, with that comes a new security threat. There are new ways onto the network. With intelligent patching, both rogue equipment attached to the network or unscheduled changes can be monitored and flagged. In our experience, intelligent patching is particularly effective where there's a high number of moves and changes, or in an environment where patching is particularly difficult, such as in a campus environment. Over and above that, I think anywhere needing enhanced security, such as in the finance sector, could benefit.
SmartPatch, the real-time connectivity management system from communication expert BrandRex, is an online real-time connectivity management tool that offers a viable alternative to traditional methods. SmartPatch is a clever combination of scanning equipment, patch panels with LED indicators over each port, and a well-structured SQL database. By forming a circuit that monitors network connections, SmartPatch gives you total visibility of the physical layer components and active equipment in your network, from PC through to switch ports. And that includes all the connecting hardware, outlets, patch panels, and patch cords in every link. This degree of real-time visibility has never been seen before, and organizations are beginning to understand that there's no better means of managing your network.
Well, historically we've experienced problems controlling the administration and connectivity within our cable and infrastructure. It's difficult to keep manual records up to date, and regardless of the policies and procedures in place, we would often end up with rogue and redundant connections. This often resulted in a great deal of time and effort being spent undertaking audits and recabling schemes. Our new head office in Edinburgh presented an opportunity to implement intelligent patching, and we believe SmartPatch will dramatically reduce our ongoing network management costs by providing real-time control and administration across the cable and infrastructure.
The system is SNMP based and automatically alerts the SmartPatch management station to every connectivity change and instantly updates the network database. So there's no longer any need to rely on your technicians to manually update records. This real-time information will improve the security of your network assets and enable a proactive response from the IT department to the critical issues of reducing network downtime and improving customer satisfaction. SmartPatch includes a revolutionary auto-discovery feature called PLET, which tracks the location of any device with an IP and MAC address. For example, PCs, printers, switches and IP telephones. As it regularly polls your network, PLET detects the relocation of any such device and updates your database accordingly. LED indicators on SmartPatch panels come into their own when used in conjunction with the work order module. The system administrator can generate and issue tasks from a central location, dramatically improving workflow in the department. Tasks can be sent to the scanner in the location they relate to using the web interface if necessary, and the on-site technician can then activate LEDs to help guide him through the task. The easy-to-follow visual prompts even allow simple tasks to be delegated to non-IT skilled colleagues where resource is limited or network sites are scattered. No more risk of patching errors or time wasted manually tracing cables and verifying records.
A network manager manages the PCs on the desk and the switches and routers on the network. The only element that isn't covered is the physical cabling, and it's that which causes the most problems. There are other systems on the market, but none of them have the same features and ease of use of SmartPatch. When customers see the power of PLET with the support for LAN telephony and the interaction with active hardware, it becomes obvious that SmartPatch is the superior option, with real and sustainable return on investment.
Information on your network can be represented in a number of ways, using icons, cabinet and floor layouts, and in a multitude of crystal-based reports. This puts the network manager firmly back in control. BrandRex has established a network of accredited partners to ensure comprehensive pre-sales advice and guidance, expert installation, and ongoing after-sales support on every SmartPatch system. And to give you complete peace of mind, SmartPatch carries all the benefits of the BrandRex Millennium Warranty Program.
With so much information to be had from SmartPatch, we spend a lot of time with the customer, looking at the best way to get the most out of the product. Organisations have different ideas on what they want SmartPatch to deliver, so we look at what's important to them and help them develop the product in that direction.
SmartPatch is the ideal cost-effective choice for the network manager with foresight. Here's why. SmartPatch automates network maintenance and documentation procedures. SmartPatch allows you to make optimum use of switch ports. SmartPatch makes moves and changes quicker, easier, and more efficient. SmartPatch improves security and reduces your IT and organizational costs. What's more, SmartPatch can be accessed remotely through a web browser, allowing you to view the connectivity of your network from anywhere in the world. With SmartPatch, you're free at last.
Usted tiene grandes ideas para simplificar el negocio y aumentar las ventas. Pero para eso se necesitan aplicaciones empresariales y estas siempre han sido muy caras, especialmente en estos tiempos que corren. Detrás de cada una hay un complejo universo. Necesitan un centro de datos con espacio de oficina, alimentación, ancho de banda, redes, servidores y almacenamiento. Un enrevesado conjunto de software y un equipo de expertos para instalarlo, configurarlo y ejecutarlo. Necesita entornos de desarrollo, prueba, fases, producción y fallos. Si hay un problema, buena suerte. Hable con el servicio de asistencia técnica y como no tienen ni idea, le echarán la culpa a otro. Y cuando aparezcan nuevas versiones, podría actualizar, pero tal vez destruiría todo el sistema. Y cuando multiplica estos quebraderos de cabeza por cientos de aplicaciones, se comprende por qué las empresas de gran tamaño no consiguen las aplicaciones que necesitan. Las pequeñas empresas no tienen la menor oportunidad. Cloud Computing es una forma mejor de gestionar su negocio. En lugar de ejecutar las aplicaciones uno mismo, se hace en un centro de datos compartido. Así puede comenzar rápidamente y a un coste menor. Es como Gmail. Con Gmail necesita servidores y almacenamiento. No. Un equipo técnico para que siga funcionando. No. Debe realizar actualizaciones. No. Cuando utiliza una aplicación que se ejecuta en la nube, solo tiene que iniciar sesión, personalizarla y empezar a usarla. Ese es el poder de Cloud Computing. Está cambiando nuestra forma de pensar en el software, no solo para aplicaciones de consumo, sino también para aplicaciones empresariales. Esto se denomina Cloud Computing para empresas. En la actualidad, las empresas ejecutan todo tipo de aplicaciones en la nube. ¿Por qué? Porque puede empezar a trabajar en un par de días. Cuestan menos porque no tiene que pagar la totalidad de personal, productos e instalaciones necesarios para que funcionen. Además, resulta que son más adaptables, más seguras y más fiables que la gran mayoría de aplicaciones del mercado. Se basan en una arquitectura denominada multiusuario. Con una aplicación multiusuario, no hay una copia de la aplicación para cada negocio que la esté utilizando. Es una única aplicación que comparte todo el mundo. Es como un edificio de oficinas gigante donde todos comparten la infraestructura y los servicios. Sin embargo, cada negocio puede personalizar su propio espacio. Esto significa que las aplicaciones son elásticas. El usuario no tiene que realizar las actualizaciones, de modo que sus aplicaciones obtienen mejoras de seguridad y rendimiento y nuevas funciones automáticamente. El método de pago de aplicaciones de la nube también es diferente. Cuando sus aplicaciones se ejecuten en la nube, no tendrá que adquirir nada. Todo se reduce a una suscripción mensual predecible. Las aplicaciones de la nube no se comerán sus recursos de TI. Podrá centrarse en proyectos más influyentes como la implantación de más aplicaciones. Cloud Computing es una idea sencilla, pero puede tener un efecto enorme en su balance final. Para obtener más información, vaya a salesforce.com/cloud computing.